I found that the less I talk, the less chance I have of screwing up.
Yeah.
Aim low, you can't miss.
You got to keep it
Yeah,
simple.
I tend
That's
to
my
ramble.
philosophy in life right there.
Welcome back to the YouTube Dungeon Master Roundtable. And today's question is, what feature do you like to have in your villains? And No Fun is going to start us off. What is a feature that you like to present when you are constructing or running your villains in your game?
Well, immediately I was going to say, character in regards of how personable they could be with the party and how much the party either likes them, loathes them, hates them. But for me, honestly, the biggest thing I look for in a villain is survivability. Because, of course, if the players hate them enough, they're going to try and kill them. And if they die immediately, then, show's over. So we need to have villains that can actually survive. They can, stay in combat for a few rounds. They can dip out of there. They can have minions to throw in there. They can do whatever trick need be in order to get the heck out of there so they can continue being a fun antagonist for the campaign.
I like that. Survivability is key. It's just that one enemy that never goes away. We'll get you next time.
Exactly. Just having that reoccurring villain,
Yeah.
it's the Team Rocket, everyone loves them. You can play them up however you want, as long as they survive and show back up next session.
I dig it. I like it. So one of the features that I treasure the most about villains is I like villains that can't be touched. As far as like in Dragon Heist Waterdeep, you can have a villain that is like a noble. A lot of folks know that they're worshippers of Asmodeus, the devil or whatnot. And in fact, the players, their characters might even know that. But if they were to touch that noble or that group, then there's going to be repercussions from this city. Having a villain in a game that is untouchable, that has like that protection of the laws of the city and things like that can kind of just torment the characters from afar. That's probably one of my favorite to play. You're not going to go and attack them. You can't kill them, and you just got to find different ways around them. So what about you, Dawn? What's one of the features that you like to have into your villains?
I like to have villains that think they are doing the right thing. I think it results in a lot more complex villains. Now, they can absolutely be doing awful, horrible things, but they think that they're the hero of their own story. I think that does lead to, obviously if you've just got like a owl bear, it thinks it's doing the right thing because it's attacking you. But for some of the bigger NPCs, villains, really having that they're going about something and maybe the party actually agrees that yes, something in the world needs to change, and yes, the thing that this villain is trying to change needs to change, but the villain is going about it in the completely wrong way. So it provides some really fun opportunities for the party to not only have an adversary, but also have an adversary that there's a little bit of a chance for maybe one or two of the party to kind of be like, I kind of see their point and sympathize a little bit. So yeah, you get much more complicated villains that way.
When the villain low key starts making sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went right to Marvel as well. I was thinking Thanos, Loki. Yeah, I really do like that. I need to do a villain more like that as well. That's one area I haven't explored as much. So, good answer. I like it. How about you, Fred? What's your villains look like?
I don't know what my villains look like, but unfortunately for me, since I was going last, Trevor already took mine. I like it when my villains actually survive the first encounter and can come back, which often doesn't happen. So, but since that's already taken, I have to say something else, don't I? No evil laugh. I don't like evil laugh, so I like my villains to not have an evil laugh. But I do like it when I can convince my players that they should team up with the villain and have my villain help the players with a whole lot of stuff, only to turn on them eventually, or for them to find out that it is in fact the villain. And I did this with the Curse of Strahd, because everybody was telling them Strahd is a bad person. Well, actually, Strahd is a evil lord, and some of them knew he was a vampire and some didn't. And then he's like being really nice to them, helping them out, giving them rides, and that sort of thing. And then they realized that maybe it's not such a good idea to hang out with him. But I strung it out for such a long time. That was the most fun, is, my players were confused. And if you can't scare your players, you can't make your players cry or be happy, then just confuse them. That works too.
Well, isn't it so gut-wrenching when you're like the person you thought you trusted all of a sudden turns and betrays you? So like all your players get to have that moment like, oh no, he was the villain all along.
But it's even better when the metagame, right? Because they like, oh, we know this is definitely the villain. We're pretty sure this is the villain. But how come they're not acting like the villain? And they really get confused. So at a player level, who cares about the characters? Player level, confuse them.
Strahd is so misunderstood. Let's see what's wrong with the guy. Come on.
He invited me to dinner. I mean, what's wrong with that?
Gives you rides and carriages. He's friendly to chat with. He's, brought you to this place to hang out. Oh, Strahd. I liked all those answers too, by the way. Those were all... I kind of asked this one because I need some more help coming up with ideas on villains, and I've got 3 more ideas now, so I'm going to pack them all into one. So those are features that we like to present in our villains. Make sure you leave a comment below. Let us know how you like to roleplay your villains and include them in your game. You are watching the D&D YouTube Roundtable. There's all kinds of additional videos. Be sure to check out the playlist and continue watching with the next video.